Welcome back to the Cossy Arsenal channel. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. The Zubimedi deal to Arsenal is done, but who is signing next? Viktor Gyokeres, Leroy Sane, Benjamin Sesko. We're going to be discussing all those options as Andrea Bata wants to make deals as quickly as possible. RB Leipzig, in this video, we shall discuss about them because they have internally agreed 92.5 million. That is the asking price for Benjamin Sesko. If you don't have 92.5 million, it's going to be a little bit difficult for you to get a deal done for the young striker. We shall be discussing that as well. What is up with this Julian Alvarez rumors? Is it true that Arsenal are interested in Julian Alvarez? Hell, can we even get the deal done? Yes, Thierry Henry likes the guy, but can Arsenal really sign Julian Alvarez this summer? Is he on our radar? We shall find out as well. And of course, we'll talk about that Leroy Sane deal because it looks like Arsenal are serious about him. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, strap in. It's going to be a long video, but I bet you will enjoy it. Let's start off with the Zubimedi deal being confirmed. And that means that every outlet out there is now trying to ask the same question. Who is going to be signing next for Arsenal after Zubimedi? Now, of course, a few days ago, we did discuss this, and it looked like the likes of Rodrigo, the likes of Nico Williams were in the pipeline. Well, those deals are a little bit far away from Arsenal's next signing. It's a little bit changed as compared to the way it was 2 weeks ago. This time, it looks like 3 players are in contention to be the second signing after the big man Zubimedi. And the first one is Viktor Gyokeres, and we've got 2 big updates today on Viktor Gyokeres. The first one we've discussed already in my recent video. Make sure you do check it out. It was from The Athletic, confirming that yes, Arsenal like Benjamin Sesko, but at the moment, Sesko is kind of a long task. They want something easier, they want something faster, and they want a player that can come in and bring impact right at the moment. Of course, Andrea Bata coming at the club exposed some of the reservations that the deal for a player like Benjamin Sesko has. One, he's going to be very expensive. We've just learned today that RB Leipzig want in excess of 90 million pounds. So he's going to be a very, very expensive player without experience, and you're not sure he's going to come in and bang in the goals right away next season. So Andrea Bata thinks there are a few reservations on the Benjamin Sesko deal, and therefore Arsenal should be pressing on with Viktor Gyokeres. That is confirmed by The Athletic today, reported by the Ghana blog. Now, another very credible source that has actually come out and once again reiterated their words has been Alex Goldberg, reporting mainly around Chelsea, but I understand why Alex Goldberg would have information on the Viktor Gyokeres story to Arsenal. The reason being is that Chelsea have been a very, very big admirer of Viktor Gyokeres. Obviously, they're now going to sign Liam Delap. I don't know how that works. Like, you want Viktor Gyokeres and then you end up with Liam Delap. Chelsea, I don't know. But of course, Chelsea wanting Viktor Gyokeres will have prompted the likes of Alex Goldberg and a couple of other Chelsea sources to find more information about this deal. Does the player want to join? Who else is interested? And so much and so forth. So today, 2 sources have confirmed that Viktor Gyokeres is Arsenal's preferred choice in terms of where the project is going. Now, I want to make this clear. Arsenal are big admirers of Benjamin Sesko, and Arsenal really don't doubt the ceiling and the potential of Benjamin Sesko. It's just that Andrea Bata doesn't believe that it's the kind of signing you make and then tomorrow they hit the ground running. And on the other hand, he believes that if we sign Viktor Gyokeres, Arsenal could have a very, very strong chance of winning the league or even the Champions League with such a striker. So Viktor Gyokeres very, very high on the list at Arsenal, that much we know. But at the moment, he might be our second signing. And in terms of being our second signing, as Arsenal want to work on a centre forward next after Zubimedi, I'm going to put this yesterday, the Gyokeres deal, I put it at, was it a 4 out of 10? Today, I'm raising it again, and I think it's going to go to a 6.5 out of 10. Let's put it there. 6.5 to be our second signing. I really believe a centre forward is going to be our next signing, and Viktor Gyokeres, with how easy the deal is, Andrea Bata should be getting this done without any complications. But that is not the only player Arsenal want. Arsenal want Benjamin Sesko, and if a deal can be agreed, to all of us who like Viktor Gyokeres, it might be a little bit difficult. Now, I can confirm at the moment that the Sesko deal and the negotiations with RB Leipzig happened. However, RB Leipzig internally sat down and for some reason they agreed that they're going to be selling their player at 92.5 million. It's a little bit crazy, right? And if you don't believe me, look at your screen right there. According to the Telegraph, Arsenal have been told by RB Leipzig they must pay 92.5 million to sign the 21-year-old striker Benjamin Sesko. Now, what I can confirm with this is that this is courtesy of the new release clause in the player's contract. Of course, we know that last summer the release clause was about 62 million euros, and all of us wanted to sign him. Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, and a couple of other clubs. They were crazy about the signing of Benjamin Sesko. It was a market opportunity, but him deciding to stay and signing a new deal, it complicated things a little bit. It changed things a little bit. He signed a new contract, and the release clause that was put in that contract was kind of cumulative. I mean, maybe that's the word? Yeah, something like that. Meaning, whatever the player did that was positive on the pitch, the release clause kept on going higher and higher and higher. At some point in the season, it was about 75 million. That is when Florian Plettenberg came out and said, guys, whoever wants to sign Sesko, the release clause is increasing every single day, and now it's about 75 million. By the end of the season, it was already 90 million. So the release clause of the player is 92.5, and RB Leipzig have looked at their guy and they're like, according to all the data teams in the world, Sesko is going to be the best 9 in the world in the next few years. Give us 92 million or you don't sign him. And Arsenal are there. Arsenal wants him. But do you pay 92.5 million? If you're Andrea Barta, do you really pay 92.5 million for Benjamin Sesko? In my opinion, you actually don't have to, and I don't think Andrea Barta will do that. Now, what makes this deal a little bit complicated is this 92.5 million can actually be paid across a lengthy period of time, say 3 years, 4 years, or even 5 years. So Arsenal might still look at this deal as a cheaper deal in terms of the length of the contract and in the length of the payment period as compared to the Viktor Gyokeres deal. But for me, for no reason do Arsenal have to pay this money. No, there is no justification, right, for you to invest 90 million in a project. Listen, if it was 60 million, right, because we're hearing that negotiations will begin at 59 million and then they'll rise and rise and rise until 92 million. And the one thing I want to say about this is this. If you're telling me, right, if you're telling me that Viktor Gyokeres is 60 million and Benjamin Sesko is 90 million, I don't want to hear the rest. It's as simple as that. We are not paying 92 million for a 21-year-old without experience. RB Leipzig, they need to sell in order to buy more players and reinvest in their squad. It's a little bit dwindling. They are losing a couple of players. Xavi Simons will be leaving. Sesko will be leaving. I think Castello Lukeba will be leaving as well. So they will need a couple of reinforcements. But 92 million, that is not happening at Arsenal. But there is also another contender for second signing at Arsenal. And this time, it is not Benjamin Sesko or Viktor Gyokeres. It is actually Leroy Sane. And of course, we talked about Leroy Sane in the morning. Arsenal very, very keen on signing Leroy Sane. And I've just come out across this post and I want to share with you. It is from Harry Symeou, one of my really very great analysts when it comes around Arsenal. And he says, Sane got 11 assists and 11 goals and 6 assists last season in the German Bundesliga across 30 appearances. Worth noting, he only had started 50% of those games. He's clearly capable of still impacting football matches. On a free, he represents a short-term solution. Can't help but feel the Sterling signing and his undeniable failure. Has put so many fans off that type of a deal, regardless of how low risk it would be. And this is what I want to talk about Leroy Sane, because Sane is an easy deal. It's a deal that has been in the pipeline for Arsenal for quite some time. Mikel Arteta is a very big fan. All the outlets, it's a deal that has been reported by the biggest outlets in the last 48 hours. Telegram, The Athletic, and a couple of others, right? So it's serious. Arsenal really want to get Leroy Sane to the carpet. And unlike people who are just going to just go, don't sign him, don't sign him, don't sign him. In my opinion, Sane is such a good signing, and this actually brings out what I think about Sane, because 11 goals and 6 assists in the German Bundesliga last season in across 30 appearances. Uh, I want to remind you, this is going to be harsh, but I want to remind you, no Arsenal player scored 10 goals or above last season. Obviously, that is down to the fact that Bukayo Saka got injured. But remember what I've been saying, and this was echoed through the Canon podcast. Arsenal need to define another attacking identity that is not Bukayo Saka. So the fact that Saka gets injured and Arsenal don't get a single player, right? It is criminal that Arsenal did have a single player scoring 10 goals or above this season in the Premier League. To put that into context, Brentford have a guy that assisted 7 times in Brentford and scored 20 goals. Just to put that into context, Isak at Newcastle had big numbers. Salah, need I mention? Haaland, need I mention? The likes of Bruno Fernandes, need I mention? So if the likes of Manchester United have players like Bruno Fernandes, and then they're so desperate to add Matthias Cunha, and then they're so desperate to add Bryan Mbeumo, and they were desperate to add Delap. It shows you that you've got to have different attacking identities across the shop. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck with this one-man team, one-man army syndrome, which is actually very bad. So for me, Leroy Sane signs for Arsenal under these 3 conditions. If these conditions are met, I don't care about the rest. 1, it's a cheap market opportunity deal, right, that Arsenal have to do, and it's not going to be a long-term deal. Don't give him 4 years, don't give him 5 years. If he wants 3 years, I will agree. It should be a market opportunity. It should be a low-risk deal. It should be a deal where Arsenal are going to get out of it as quickly as possible. You can give him a 2-year deal, and then that's it. That's number 1. Number 2, we don't sign Sane as the main winger. I've seen some ramshackle reports around saying that Leroy Sane could actually come in as Arsenal's left wing option because Mikel Arteta is keen on reunion. No! Thank you. No. Leroy Sane is meant to come in the way Arsenal brought in Jorginho. Remember when Arsenal brought Jorginho, Partey was there, but you had about 3 defensive options in midfield now. Rice, Jorginho, and Partey. There should be another player that comes in at left wing, and then Sane comes in. Because I don't mind Sane playing backup to Saka. I don't mind Sane playing backup to Martinelli, or playing backup to Rodrigo, or playing backup to Williams. There must be another player. So it is not Sane and no one else. It is someone and then Sane. Sane should be the lesson that we learned, that even if you have the best wingers and the best attackers in the world, injuries don't know that. They're going to affect you, and you're going to need options. Sane should be coming in as a player that gives us options. If those conditions are met, how many conditions did I say? There were 3? Okay, 2. Let's go with 2, right? Let's go with 2. Andrea Bata, according to this report, and I want to share with you right here, just a moment. Andrea Bata is desperate. Okay, there. In the last few days, it says that in the last few days, Andrea Bata has asked for patience in public. But behind the scenes, he is impatient to get going and is hoping to have 2 or 3 major signings signed and delivered this window, including Martin Zubimedi and Viktor Gyokeres. So, the people who have been asking themselves whether Gyokeres is a big target for us, he is a big target for us, and he's a big target for Andrea Bata. And I would love to see Andrea Bata moving mad, and I would love to see him just do what other clubs are not doing this summer. And finally, let's talk about Julian Alvarez. Because, yes, Thierry Henry said that Arsenal should sign Julian Alvarez. And I appreciate, thank you so much, Thierry. You are such a darling, beautiful lad, love him. But there is also a question when it comes to the Julian Alvarez story. the link started before Thierry Henry. So does that mean that Arsenal have explored a deal for him? And is it possible? Well, what I would say is I think Arsenal have considered every quality option out there at centre forward, and they might have just known a deal for Julian Alvarez is 100% not possible. But hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll discuss more of the stories as they come in.